ACT I teach at Gungahlin College, teach chemistry and physics. Today I'm going to do a demo that I do in my Year 12 physics class. Now this is after, Year 11 physics class, although it's applicable to a lot of classes, after they've done their unit on force and motion. Anyone want to guess what I'm going to do with this? I'm going to smash it. Yeah, I'm going to break it. But you guys are going to tell me how I'm going to do it. The way that people break boards is they send their fists screaming at them at a high speed. What kind of energy am I going to be using there to break this board? Kinetic energy. Fantastic. I'm going to call that EK. It's kinetic energy. That's the kinetic energy in my hand. It's one of the kind of energy I can use. If I was Arnold Schwarzenegger, I'd have a massive amount of kinetic energy. I'd use my massive, bulking muscles to smash through this thing with no problem. But I'm not. I'm a lanky physics teacher, so I don't have a lot of this kinetic energy. I can use one other kind of energy to break this board. I'm going to put it down like this.
Pressure?
And it's a kind of energy. I'm gonna sink my weight down.
Gravitation?
Oh, gravitational potential energy is the thing I'm going to use. Yeah, that's right. I'm going to call that EP, potential energy. I'm going to use some gravitational potential energy. Now, this is the smart way to break a board, using your brain and not your hands. Hopefully. Now, those of you who have done any physics and kind of thought about this system, this is the kind of energy that I can generate. This is me. Now, this amount of energy that I generate has got to be greater than or equal to the amount of chemical energy along a line in this board. I'm not going to go into that in too much detail, but essentially I've got to overcome whatever chemical energy is holding this board together down whatever line it ends up breaking along. We call that E, C for chemical. And this term here is the board. Does that sort of make sense? The amount of energy that I put in has got to be greater than or equal to the amount of energy that's holding this guy together. Cool. Now we're going to get a little bit mathsy. I understand not all of you have a big kind of physics background, but I guess you just have to bear in mind that my kids hopefully do. If I talk about it. Fingers crossed. Does anyone know the formula for gravitational potential energy?
MGH.
MGH. Ah, okay. You've just become my best friend. This is great. MGH. Kinetic energy.
Half mv squared.
Half mv squared. Cool. And these terms here have got to be greater than or equal to this chemical term in the board, whatever this happens to be. Now, before I smash this thing, we're just gonna look at these terms in a little bit more detail in these formulae here. Here we've got MGH. Now, what I'm going to be doing with this board, I'm going to place it down in that gap between those two beautiful tables. I'm going to sink my whole body weight through it. I'm going to drop that through a height. I'm going to put the whole mass of my body into this thing. So this M term here, this is my body weight. Mass of my body. This G here, for those of you who don't know, this is just a constant associated with the kind of strength of gravity here. So I can't really change this at all. What about height? What about the height that I drop my body weight through? Can I change that? Do I have control over that?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Like I say, a big kind of bulky board-breaking guy would just stand there and go boosh. But a guy like me, I've got to use as much of my body weight as I can, make this energy term as big as I possibly can. So I do have control over this height, up to a maximum limit, of course, being my height. So this I can control. It's been a while since I've used a conventional whiteboard. Okay, what about this? So this is the kinetic energy term associated with my fist. I'm going to send screaming towards that board. The mass of my fist. Do I have control over this? No, not at all. Be cool if I did, but no, I can't control this. This is just the mass of my fist. I can't control that at all. Now, what about this guy, V? Do I have control over how fast my hand moves?
Yes.
I absolutely do. I have a massive amount of control over how fast my hand moves. In order to maximize this side of the equation, I need to maximize how fast my hand is moving. Right, the bigger I make that V, that velocity term, how fast my hand moves, the more chance I have of being able to break the board and not my fragile hand. This is made even more important for those of you who have a good kind of maths mind, because this is a V squared term. If I double the speed that my hand moves, I quadruple the amount of kinetic energy I guess. This is super, super important. unfortunately, there's a bit of a problem with this being the important term in this equation, and that is that my body, being a frail, weak biological thing, and not, you know, a bullet or some kind of nice physics kind of thing that we like dealing with. Problem is that my body is going to stop me. My body really, really, really doesn't want my hand to be moving at a high speed towards a solid object. My body's a lot smarter than this bit, apparently. So martial artists have a special trick that they use. I don't know if you guys do martial arts or have you ever seen a board break before, but does anyone know what martial artists do?
No idea.
To kind of to maximize that speed, to stop their body from being scared, they yell really loud. You've got to yell, you've got to expel the air from your lungs. That makes your body a little bit more relaxed, convinces you for that fraction of a second that you need that you are super, super awesome and unstoppable and that board doesn't stand a chance. So that is actually the trick to maximizing the velocity of my hand moves. Anyway, that's enough talk. Let's smash some stuff. I'm sorry. So I've got the three warning things. Firstly, don't try this at home.
Don't try this at home.
The other things were I'm going to make a loud noise, so don't be startled, and
Be quiet.
absolute silence. If you're going to take photos, no flashes, please. If I get my concentration broken, my hand will soon fall. Okay.
Flashes break the photo anyway.
Have you got your phone on